Happy and energetic day, dear children. I welcome you all to the English Corner. Children, do you know what we are going to learn today? Yes? Do you know these words? If you don't, find out their meanings. I hope you found it earlier itself, right? Bandage, crutch, cripple, honor, misfortune, system, right? And I had heard a great deal about Miss Beam's school, but not till last week did the chance come to visit it. So now we are going to learn a new unit, okay, a different kind of school, okay. When I arrived, there was no one in sight but a girl of about 12. Her eyes were covered with a bandage and she was being led carefully between the flower beds by a little boy who was about 4 years younger. That means a girl closed her eyes. She covered her eyes. She stopped and it looked like she asked him who had come. He seemed to be describing me to her. He seemed to be describing me to her. So the little boy was describing about the author to the little girl who closed her eyes. Then they passed down. Right? So Miss Beam was all that I had expected. She was a middle-aged, full of authority, but kindly and understanding. She was a middle-aged, full of authority, yet kindly and understanding. Her hair was beginning to turn grey. Okay, not white, grey. And she had the kind of plump figure that is likely to be comforting to a homesick child. I asked her some questions about her teaching methods. A different kind of school is the topic we are learning, children, right? So, teaching methods. I asked her some questions about her teaching methods, which I had heard were very simple, right? No more than is needed to help them to learn how to do things. Very simple. Spelling is also very easy spelling, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and writing. Only these were taught in that school, a different kind of school, right? The rest is done by reading to them and by interesting talks, discussion. How we will discuss in our classroom, like debate or asking question, discussion, same way they're also doing interesting talks during which they have to sit still and keep their hands quiet. There are practically no other lessons. The real aim of this school is not so much to teach thought as to teach thoughtfulness. So we have to teach the children how to think. Then they will think and they will do it on their own. Kindness has to be taught. Kindness to others and being responsible citizens. Look out of the window a minute, will you? Yes. Shall we? I went to the window which overlooked a large garden and a playground at the back. What do you see, Miss Beam? Asked. I see some very beautiful grounds, I said, and a lot of jolly children. It pains me, though, to see that they are not all so healthy and active. Usually in schools from 9 o'clock till 4 o'clock, they'll be sitting in the class and reading or writing or doing something else regarding subjects alone. But here, a lot of jolly children, right? It pains the author. though to see that they are not all so healthy and active looking. So when I came in, I saw one poor little girl being led about. She was she has some trouble with her eyes. Now I can see two more with the same difficulty, and there is a girl with a crutch watching the others at play. She seemed to be a hopeless cripple. So what the author saw was a girl with a crutch watching others, and she's not playing. She seemed to be a hopeless cripple. That means she thought of playing, but she cannot, right? And she saw two more, 2 plus 1, three more girls with covered eyes, right? Miss Beam laughed. Oh no, she said. She's not really lame. This is only her lame day. She's not really lame. This is only her lame day. The others are not blind either. This is only their blind day. I must have looked very surprised, for she laughed again. So the author didn't understand what Miss Beam was saying actually. Right? At first, the author was in a confusion. What is this? She is saying it was blind day. She's not blind. So all that confusions were there. This is a very important part of our system. So how this school is different from other school. That is what here they are referring. To make our children appreciate and understand misfortune, we make them share in misfortune too. Each term, every child has one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, and one injured day, and one dumb day. What is that? One blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day, and one dumb day. Alright? So which is the hardest one, dear, for you? Dumb day only, na? You cannot speak to anybody else. I hope that will be the hardest job for us. No, actually what children feel, we'll see that. During the blind day, their eyes are bandaged. Eyes are bandaged absolutely. Can you able to see the picture? How the eyes are bandaged, right? And they are on their honor not to peep. Okay, you should not remove the cloth and peep. It is something like cheating yourself, cheating yours. The bandage is put on overnight, so they wake blind. When they wake in the morning, that time itself, they have to be a blind child. That full day, they have to act as a blind child, right? Not in between or not from the school, from the bed. From the bed, when they wake up, they have to be blind. This means that they need help with each and everything what they are doing. Other children are given the duty of helping them and leading them about. So one child is blind, then another one child will be allotted to help her out. Right? They all learn so much this way. Both the blind and the helpers also will learn a lot. How the blind people are struggling. So both of them will learn. There is no misery about it, Miss Bean continued. Everyone is very kind, and it is really something of a game. Before the day is over, though, even the most thoughtless child, underline the word thoughtless child realizes what misfortune is. Right? Misfortune, what is the meaning, dear? Find it out. The blind day is, of course, really the worst. But some of the children tell me that dumb day is the most difficult, like us. But most of the children said that blind day is really worst. We cannot bandage the children's mouths, so they really have to exercise their willpower. We cannot close it with a band-aid, right? We cannot close our mouth with a band-aid. Why? You have to consume water, food, and other things, sometimes breathing also. So it is not possible. Here, willpower only acts more. Come into the garden and see for yourself how the children feel about it. So, in the garden, how the children are behaving, how the children are feeling, all that you have to experience. Miss Beam led me to one of the bandaged girl. Here is a gentleman come to talk to you, said Miss Beam and left us. So she left, and the author and the bandaged girl alone was there. Don't you ever peep? I asked the girl. Oh no, she exclaimed. That would be cheating. But I had no idea it was so awful to be blind. You can't see a thing. You feel you are going to be hit by something every moment. Each and every moment, there will be a fear that I'm going to hit somewhere, I'm going to fall down, I cannot see things. So, all these fear will be there. It's such a relief just to sit down. When you sit in one place, and then only you will feel relaxed. Are your helpers kind to you? I asked. The author is asking uh, that girl about or inquiring about all the tasks fairly. But they are not as careful as I shall be when it is my turn. So everybody will feel like that. So if it is her turn, she will do with utmost kindness to others. They'll help others. But the helper to them, when she was blind, the helper is not that much satisfied. Okay, it's perfectly hast ghastly not to see. I wish you'd try. Shall I lead you anywhere? I asked. The author is asking questions. Oh, yes, she said. Let's go for a little walk. Only you must tell me about things. I shall be so glad when today is over. The other bad days can't be half as bad as this. Not even half of this badness. Right? Can you able to understand, dear? Right? Having a leg tied up and hopping about on a crutch is almost fun, I guess. Having an arm tied up is a bit more troublesome because you cannot eat without help and things like that. Isn't it? See, if you don't have a leg, then how it will be? Arms tied, it will be troublesome to eat or to do any work. Don't think I'll mind being deaf for a day. So the next is deaf. So the author is seeing all the personalities. One blind, he saw. One lame, he saw. And next he is coming to deaf. Okay, but being blind is so frightening. My headaches all the time just from worrying that I will get hurt. Where are you now? So all these questions will be there in my mind always, right? So I hope children you'll understand the concept, a little bit outline of the concept here. So just go through the book, read it carefully, and try to experience these deaf day, dumb day, lame day at least once in our lifetime. Right? Time is up, dear.